Right now, former President Trump visits Dane County, what he said and what those attending took from the event. Plus, the vice presidential nominees prepare for their first and possibly only debate. What's at stake for the candidates as they prepare to go head-to-head. And later, the Very Asian Foundation looks to bridge the gap between Asian communities and the media. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Former President Donald Trump visiting Dane County this afternoon, speaking at Dane Manufacturing in Waunakee. There he talked about several campaign issues. Our Braden Ross has more on the visit from Waunakee.
Not only is this the first time former President Trump has campaigned here in Dane County, but it's actually the first time any GOP candidate has come to campaign in Dane County since 1996. So what's behind the change in strategy? Well, I'll let some familiar faces explain.
If we carry Wisconsin, Donald Trump is our next president. It's as simple as that.
Former President Trump was joined in Waunakee Tuesday afternoon by two people who know how to win Wisconsin.
Between the two of us, we've won 7 statewide elections here in this state.
Former Wisconsin Governors Tommy Thompson and Scott Walker rallied the crowd before the main event, reminding everyone here that as blue as Dane County is, it still holds one of the largest shares of Republican voters in the state.
You have to go where the votes are. You have to go where the opposition is. You have to come into Dane County, Milwaukee County, and southwestern Wisconsin.
But on the stage today, Trump was confident that he'll be able to win Wisconsin.
35 days from now, we're going to win Wisconsin, and we're going to defeat Kamala Harris.
He even recalled talking with Thompson during his first run all the way back in 2016.
2016, I ran, and he said, "Sir, you're wasting your time. You're not going to win Wisconsin. But if for any reason I see a change, I'm going to call you back, and you'll come up and you'll close it up." And he called me about 3 weeks later. He said, "It's time to come up. You're going to win this thing."
Trump also touched on his usual talking points around the economy, immigration, Social Security. He also talked about foreign policy in the wake of Iran's attack on Israel Tuesday, mentioning that he himself is considered a target of Iran. Reporting in Waunakee, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Meanwhile, Governor Evers releasing a statement before Trump's visit to Dane County. It reads in part, quote, "As president, Donald Trump was a disaster for Wisconsin, and we haven't forgotten. Vice President Harris is the only candidate in this race fighting to lower costs, cut taxes, and invest in Wisconsin's future." But even more evidence of Wisconsin's battleground status was Trump continuing his trip from here over to Milwaukee. Our Merrill Hubbard talked to his supporters here to see how they showed their support and spirit for Trump's visit in Dane County.
Former president brought in over 5,000 supporters here in Waunakee today. Some say that they will travel anywhere in Wisconsin to see him. There were over 5,000 people at Trump's Waunakee event, and officials say that around 4,500 of them could not go inside the building due to limited space. After talking to people both inside and outside of the facility, most of their concerns were centered around inflation and immigration. They believe Trump is the best candidate for these issues, and they wear the swag to show it.
Asked around, I found a woman in Berlin, Wisconsin who makes wedding dresses, and I said, "If I go and buy all the fabric, will you make me a Trump gown?" And she's like, "Well, I've never made a Trump gown before." And I said, "Well, I've never had a Trump gown before."
Oh, I probably got about 6 or 7 Trump shirts, about 12 hats, so I'm always wearing something.
One supporter told me this is the biggest event Waunakee has ever hosted and that he wouldn't miss this for the world. Wisconsin being a swing state, we saw former President talk here in Waunakee and Milwaukee today. And then looking ahead, we will see Vice President Kamala Harris speak in Fox Valley on Thursday. Reporting in Waunakee, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
As she mentioned, later this week, Vice President Harris will be back in Wisconsin. They'll make a campaign stop Thursday in the Fox Valley. The Democratic Party of Wisconsin's website says the event will take place between 3 and 6 on Thursday. The exact location remains unknown. The last time the Vice President was in Wisconsin, she was in Madison for a rally at Alliant Energy Center about 10 days ago. Temperature is much cooler compared to yesterday. Check your first one forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Yes, Eric, and you feel it out on the patio. Yesterday, I was sweating a little bit in the lower back of my, with having a suit jacket and so forth on. Today, nothing like that. It's really comfortable to be out on the patio right now, and this is the way it should feel for this time of year going into the very first day of October. Let's look at our temperature trend. What I find interesting here, notice yesterday, 6 p.m., near 80 degrees. and tonight we're only around 60 degrees. Look at that 20-degree difference over the course of a day. A major change in what we're experiencing and what we're feeling across southern Wisconsin right now. Let's plan the rest of the evening. I'm going to go get my walk like I try to do right after the 6 o'clock show, and temperatures are going to be tumbling down into the 50s, then into the 40s. Some clouds, which we have out here right now. I said we'd see some towards the end of the day, and we likely will see those clouds clear out as we head towards 6 o'clock in the morning. That allows the heat to go out to space, and we'll see those temperatures get down to 41 degrees for a low temperature in Madison, which is what you would expect, again, for the first day of October. But you can use the harvesting forecast for both the farmers and all of southern Wisconsin. The top are the temperatures, then we have rain chances, then we have winds. When the corn ears are green, that means good conditions. Temperatures starting off in the 40s, and we climb into the 60s as we head towards lunch. Then we go into the lower 70s in the afternoon. Maybe just some briefly gusty winds from the south and southwest as we head into the afternoon. But temperatures warming up on Wednesday. We get even warmer in the forecast. How long are the warm temperatures going to stick around, and how long will the dry weather stick around? I'll let you know all the way out through October 15th coming up.
All right, Alex, thank you. Down to western Wisconsin, where fire crews are still battling a large fire that broke out at the Omaha Track Railroad Tie Company. That's on French Island near La Crosse. The Campbell fire chief says it started at a shed filled with wood chips made from recycled railroad ties. Those are typically treated with chemicals, making them especially flammable. Fire chief says the wind allowed for that fire to spread and has made it difficult for crews to battle the fire. And the Madison Fire Department investigating what caused a fire on the east side last night. Crews left just after 9 to Felon Road for a report of a fire near the railroad tracks there. When they got there, crews found a pile of large logs on fire. After extinguishing the fire, crews looked over the scene to make sure there were no hot spots. Now to the vice presidential debate. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and U.S. Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio will take the stage in just a few hours. And joining us now for our team coverage, political reporter Will Keneally and Ellie LaLiberte. Will's here with what the expectations are for tonight. Ellie will break down how we plan to fact-check the candidates. And we start with more on the expectations. Will?
Well, Eric, this will likely be the only time that we will see these two candidates square off against each other. Now, we spoke with both campaigns for insight onto how they're preparing. Now, both say that the other side is a powerful debater.
Well, look, Governor Walz, I think is ready for tonight's debate, and he understands that he's going up against someone who has been schooled at Yale. J.D. Vance is an Ivy League educated guy who has spent a lot of time both in the Senate now and in his previous experience in the Ivy Leagues, learning how to debate.
Well, Tim Walz is really good at this. I've watched all his debates, and it's been an honor to play a very small role, but I've spent the last month literally watching Tim in all of his debates all the way up to the present. He's very good at it.
Now, this could be part of the expectation game, lowering the expectations of your candidate so that they can exceed them on debate night. They can join us tonight at 7:30 on channel3000.com for a debate preview show. We'll have live reports from across the viewing area from watch parties, plus expert political analysis. Now, that's not all that we'll have on debate night on channel3000.com. We'll have a live fact-checking claims by both Walz and Vance. Our Ellie LaLiberte joins us now from the newsroom with how you can expect that to play out.
Yeah, we'll be fact-checking both of the candidates in real time on a live blog format. Now, to access that, you can go to channel3000.com. At the start of the debate, the blog will be at the top of our page in the featured section. We will look at claims both candidates make on the records and key issues that will be talked about. Those will be ongoing throughout the entirety of the debate. And I'll be right back here at 10 o'clock with a breakdown of some of those claims made by both Walz and Vance, whether they're true, false, misleading, or why.
Ellie and Will, thank you. And coming up, the Coach for Kids campaign nearing the end of the donation period. We take a look at our current totals. Plus, an ice cream company agrees to settle a class action lawsuit over one of its flavors. How you could benefit.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Hi, you might see me in your mailbox. Don't throw me away. I have a lot to say about Network Health. Like how Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 back towards your Medicare Part B premium every month. Plans start at $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs. Plus, extra benefits are built in, including dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more. With Network Health, it's your choice. Isn't that great? Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
Madison residents will have big choices to make in November over the future of our school.
We're talking about investing into our kids and into each other.
I'm breaking down the Madison school referendum questions, what they could mean for the district, and your tax bill. 3 for the People, tonight at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Our Coach for Kids campaign is getting close to cracking the 2,000 mark. News 3 Now teaming up with Clinky Cleaners, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, and Magic 98 to try to collect winter coats and apparel. And so far, we have collected 1,935 coats. We also want to thank the Swiss United Church in New Glarus for donating several winter apparel items to Clinky Cleaners in Verona, plus another mystery donor for dropping off 92 hats in Verona as well. You have until October 5th to donate. Just take any new or gently used coats, hats, mittens, snow pants, and other winter outerwear to any Clinky Cleaners location. And if you don't have a winter coat, consider buying a coat off the Coats for Kids Amazon wish list. Look for the link at channel3000.com/coats for kids. We also have a link there if you'd rather send a financial donation instead. CVS Health is cutting nearly 3,000 jobs. It's an effort to slash costs. The company says the cuts are primarily corporate roles, and those reductions will not impact frontline jobs in stores, pharmacies, and distribution centers. The cuts add to the 5,000 or so layoffs disclosed last year. The company says the layoffs are part of a multi-year initiative to cut costs by $2 billion and reducing expenses, investing in technologies to enhance how they work. Breyers is agreeing to settle a class action lawsuit over its natural vanilla ice cream for nearly $9 million. According to court documents, the suit alleges the ice cream is labeled vanilla, implying the flavor only came from a vanilla plant, which is not true. The defendants, which include Breyers owner Unilever and advertiser Canopco, deny any wrongdoing. Anyone who bought the ice cream between April of 2016 and August of 2024 could be eligible for a cash payment. The companies must also develop a new formula that does not include vanilla from non-vanilla plant sources within a year. Still ahead, out of the city of Green Bay is continuing to honor Hall of Fame football coach Vince Lombardi. Plus, the Very Asian Foundation looks to connect Asian communities with new media. We'll preview the event happening this weekend. And have we seen the last of our summer-like temperatures? Alex with the answer is complete forecast when we come back.
Joan Baldwin wants to ban abortion, even in cases of rape, incest, and when the mother's life is at risk.
And would jail doctors who perform them.
Baldwin voted to ban birth control, too, and to deny rape victims emergency contraception.
Banning all abortions and birth control? No one wants to tell you what to do with your body
more than Joan Baldwin.
But she can't tell you what to do with your vote.
Discover a level of comfort you never thought possible. Discover stressless seating at the Century House. Designed to harmonize with your body's natural movements, it's the premier destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. Right now, take 10% off all stressless recliners, sofas, tables, and ottomans. The Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
4 years ago, rioters set this Minneapolis police station on fire, trying to burn me and my fellow police officers alive. Governor Tim Walz left us for dead. And Kamala Harris?
This is a movement, I'm telling you. Everyone beware. They're not going to let up, and they should not.
She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding the police. Kamala sold cops out and put families at risk. Kamala Harris is too weak and too dangerous to be president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Joan Balwig, and these days the cost to make Great-Grandma Balwig's blue ribbon banana bread is, well, just nuts. Wisconsin families are feeling the pinch of inflation, even on the basics. That's why I work to put dough back in your pockets. Led the effort to defend our family farms and pass the biggest tax cut in state history, because the only way to make life affordable again is to do what banana bread does and bring everyone to the table.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, it's our job in the media to tell the stories of the entire community. Language and cultural barriers can make that connection more difficult for some populations. This weekend, News 3 Now is partnering with 2 Asian American journalists to help bridge the gap between that community and the media. Armand Rahman has more on how you can get involved. Armand?
Eric, nearly half of Asian American Pacific Islanders surveyed experienced a hate act in 2023, but almost half of them didn't share their experience with anyone, and over a third didn't receive the help that they needed. Organizers say an event this weekend aims to allow the media to be a better avenue for that support.
The media is an important bridge.
But that bridge isn't easy for all populations to reach. That's what Helen Zia, an Asian American journalist and author, found when she was working in Detroit, drafting press releases and organizing press conferences after Vincent Shin, a Chinese American, was beaten to death by 2 white men in 1983.
I mean, the kind of questions we would be asked is, do you all speak English? We would have to explain almost like Asian Americans 101 over and over again. And I'm sorry to say that that was 40 years ago, but our communities still have exactly the same kind of questions that get asked.
That's why Zia is helping to bring the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community and the local media together.
There are plenty of support groups and advocacy groups on the major cities of the coasts where the Asian American population is large. But in the middle of the country, we think there's a great need.
A great need, she says, to reach out to get their stories out there.
They don't know what to do when a reporter starts knocking on their door. And instead of wanting to tell their stories, it's a encounter that can be full of fear and mistrust.
Zia is partnering with former News 3 Now anchor Michelle Lee, who co-founded the Very Asian Foundation, after a viewer complained she was, quote,
being very Asian,
for sharing her Korean heritage on air in St. Louis.
We want to give people an opportunity and resources so that they can own their own narratives, so that they can also seek help and guidance for when they really need to turn to someone to get something turned around.
The 2 say it's also a chance for the media to learn how to better serve different populations.
To say, I will be here to listen to your story and give you a fair shake. So please, reach out to me.
And the panel event is this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Madison College's Truax Atrium. It's free and open to everyone. You can find a link and QR code to register online at channel3000.com.
And very proud of Michelle's leadership on this issue. Armand, thank you. The weather warming back up just a little for the rest of the week. Alex joins us now. A complete look at the forecasts.
Eric, today's our one day of fall-like temperatures, and it feels like it outside. Just coming in off the patio, not sweating today. About to go for a walk here after the 6 o'clock newscast. I'm going to need a long sleeve shirt. Temperatures have fallen down into the 50s. Winds are not quite as strong as what we were seeing a little bit earlier today. As we plan the rest of our evening, we'll do 50s by 54 by 8 o'clock. Jacob will be here at 10 o'clock, and we'll see skies that are currently having some clouds out there will start to filter out and will turn clear overnight tonight. 59 in Madison, 64 in Janesville. We'll tie that 59 up in the Dells at 6 o'clock here, 61 in Lone Rock and 62 in Boscobel and in Prairie du Chien. So it's a much cooler feel out there compared to last night at this time. Temperatures are a big part of our weather story. Let's track them together. 41, Madison, 41 to start off Lone Rock, 44 as we start off Wednesday morning. So a cool start. We'll see those temperatures rise. The thermometer mercury will get up to 71 in Madison, 74 in Boscoville, 71 to the north up towards Marquette and Green Lake counties. So we have temperatures. We got about 65 today. We're going to go up to about 5 to 7 degrees warmer as we carry on into Wednesday. Warmer night, Wednesday night going into Thursday, upper 40s to right around 50. Normal lows this time of year are in the low to middle 40s. Wait till you see these temperatures as we go into Thursday. Look at this, all the way up into the mid to upper 70s again, approaching 80 in some cases in southern Wisconsin. We keep this up and down pattern with our temperatures, but one thing I really want you to take away from our temperatures across the area for the next 10 days, normal. 67 now, all the way at the end of the 10-day. Normal 62 degrees, and we are way above that, except for maybe Monday of next week. Monday and Tuesday will be 2 days out of the next 10 that will feel a little bit more on the fall side. 75 on Saturday. Look at Sunday, highs up near 70, but I want to be calling something out here on Sunday. As we see those temperatures around 70, that will be early on Sunday. Falling temperatures behind a cold front that's largely going to come through dry is expected Sunday morning. We do have a chance of a shower Thursday night going on into the beginning of Friday, and a shower chance Saturday night going on into Sunday. But that's it. As I step out of the way here, look at all the suns returning, temperatures approaching the mid-70s again, going way out. I said let's go out to October 15th, and this has been consistent now for days. The Climate Prediction Center showing a strong likelihood of very dry conditions across pretty much the entire country going out into the middle of October. And speaking of warm temperatures, there's some indication we may even get warmer than the 70s as we go further into October.
Alex, thank you. The Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame honoring Vince Lombardi as part of the Legacy Series, which shares the stories of Packer legends with the community there. A new bust of the Hall of Fame coach now sits at Lombardi Middle School. The Packers Hall of Fame uses legends of the game as a way to teach students about history, community pride, and how to achieve lofty goals, even if it's against all odds. Just last year, the Packers Hall of Fame unveiled a Curly Lambeau bust at Green Bay East High School.
And coming up in sports, hitting the road, while Wisconsin women's hockey says road trips are the best with your teammates. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Keep your home safe with an 11% rebate at Menards. Fire Safety Month is here. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Get a direct wire smoke alarm for $22.95 after rebate. Keep your guns and ammunition secured with Sports Field gun safes. We have multiple sizes available to fit your needs. The Denali Fireproof 32 gun safe is $699.98 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
We're celebrating our 90th anniversary with Steinhaffel's Best Brands, Best Prices sale. Take 10% off all of our best brands of sofas, bedroom, and dining, including special order, so you can really make it your own. And with Steinhaffel's special 18-month 0% interest financing, your new room is even more affordable. It's the Best Brands, Best Prices sale, only at Steinhaffel's and steinhaffels.com.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
Brian Stiles said he's proud of his extreme record. So why is he lying about it? Stiles said he was proud to be part of a group pushing to gut Social Security and Medicare, that he proudly supports abortion bans. And Brian Stiles said he's proud to be backed by extremists pushing a total ban nationwide. Peter Barca's backed by police, firefighters, and unions because Peter puts Wisconsin first, no matter the party, and that's something to be proud of.
I'm Peter Barca, and I approve this message.
The wait is over. October baseball is officially here. After a 162-game season where the Brewers were in control of the NL Central from start to finish, Pat Murphy's club now turns their attention to the Mets in a best-of-3 series in the NL wildcard. This one currently going on. Milwaukee got some work to do. They trail 8-4 in the 5th inning. Fresh off a dominating sweep of Lindenwood, where Wisconsin scored 20 goals in 2 games, the #1 team in the land now turns their attention to life on the road. The Badgers will fly out to Boston College on Thursday ahead of their 2-game series. And road trips are always fun. It's a great time to bond with your teammates, but the first one of the season is always a little extra excitement surrounding it.
Obviously, it's a fun time, that first road trip, especially if we get to fly the first time. It's always a fun experience for everybody, but especially the freshmen. You know, we get to take a private plane and go in these little airports, and it's a cool little experience.
I'm just telling the new people to soak it in, and it's always fun to travel with the team. There's a lot of time to bond and just get closer, so all these trips are so much fun.
Well, Wisconsin volleyball wrapping up their 3-game road trip on Wednesday. It started in Minneapolis, then went to Evanston, and now Kelly Sheffield's squad is heading to Piscataway to take on Rutgers. The Badgers enter this week 1-1 in the Big Ten standings, and the head coach says in order to be successful in such a deep and talented league, you have to be able to respond when adversity hits.
You know, you've got to pick yourself up and dust yourself off in this conference, and especially in this sport where you're playing twice a week. You don't have a week between competitions, so you've got to move on really quickly. I think, you know, elite teams are able to do that.
And Braden Locke was our guest this week on The Huddle, so you have to check that out. QB1. We played a little college football.
He's looking to get well this week against the Boilermakers.
Yeah.
That's a good team to do it against. Let's go to Alex. Final check of the forecast quick.
If you want fall, today is it, because it's back to 70-degree weather. Look at this. High temperatures tomorrow, 71 in Madison, 73 in the Wisconsin River Valley, 73 to the north in Camp Douglas, and 72 in Janesville. And the temperatures are going to continue to get even warmer as we go out further into the week. And no rain in sight as well across southern Wisconsin. We'll do 75 by the time we get to Saturday. Sunday, a cold front will come through early. We'll see temperatures cool down to what we would expect for this time of year, Monday and Tuesday, and then right back up we go. Some areas may be approaching 80 by the following weekend.
Oh, all right, Alex, thank you. Thanks for joining us at 6, folks. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.